Okay, look, I typically love nameless goons and henchmen. That's kind of my whole thing. But Hasbro did not have to go this hard with this figure.
I've talked about it before, but especially as this year's gone on, I've realized that there's a lot of toy lines and figures that I just don't have connection with, and I've been kind of downscaling. The line that I'm really doing that the most with right now is Black Series, because I had a complete set, but as it turns out, I just don't like a lot of figures. Nothing against the characters or even movies, it just, I don't have a connection to them. And as a result, I've also been very selective as to which ones I picked up. I chose to pick up the Death Watch Soldier from the new Mandalorian show, mostly just to try, because I thought, well, if I don't like it, I could probably sell it and get like, $10 back, whatever. But no, it's honestly one of the best figures I've played with in a long time, and I don't really know why I like it so much. It just has a great oomph to it. From Star Wars The Black Series, this is a Death Watch trooper as he would have appeared in Season 2 of The Mandalorian. So not one of the named people, but just one of the backgrounders. If you're unfamiliar with Death Watch, basically it was a group of terrorist Mandalorians that first showed up in the CG Clone Wars cartoon that was led by Pre Vizsla, who I assume is the father or maybe somehow related to Paz Vizsla, who's the heavy Mandalorian in the Mandalorian show. Whereas the Children of the Watch, which is the Mandalorian in the armor and Paz Vizsla's sect, and they're far more cult-like, Death Watch went on to become far more militant, but also accepting of newer ideas, so they don't really follow the old ways aside from combat and having a sense of honor, not that that sense of honor would preclude them from acts of terrorism, murdering children, but they're getting better. To be fair, Bo-Katan actually does care about Mandalore in their own way. Just taking a closer look, and this figure has such a great look and feel. Like, they're bulky in just the right way. They have so much expression in the head and torso especially, where you can get so many different emotions out of them just due to the great articulation. My one issue with this figure really is the jetpack does not hang on as well as I would like, but even then, they use the deluxe Boba Fett's articulated jetpack, which is pretty cool. And that's basically what this figure is. There's a lot of parts from the deluxe Boba Fett, but then they supplemented it with new pieces like the torso and the head that actually make it a lot more fun to mess with than that Boba. Also, that's the easiest to use Black Series holster I've seen in a long time, so that is always very appreciated. I know I'm just glowing about this figure, but I'll be honest, I was expecting nothing, but got something pretty spectacular, so I can't help but love it. This reminds me why I love Star Wars figures.